Hi, everyone. Welcome to the first Local First London meetup. It's great to see you all here. Great turnout. I'm Sam. I work at Electric SQL. We've got some really interesting talks this evening from people involved in the movement, far more interesting than me. And so I'll keep this quite short. So first question, who am I and how did I end up here? I'm an engineer, a designer, I'm an inventor, and I'm more than anything a problem solver. And I'm always looking for the next problem for me to solve. I have worked in software development, in biotech and medical device development, in consumer products, in e-commerce, all working in sort of technical interesting problems. I always get itchy fingers, and a couple of years ago, I got interested in an app idea. I was looking at it, and I found PouchDB and CouchDB, and I think like an awful lot of people, I ended up getting into the kind of local first movement and local first interest through that kind of toolkit. And I was playing around with YJS and ProseMirror and trying to glue them together with PouchDB, and this sort of whole concept of reactive databases got me interested, and I found Electric SQL, and they seemed interested enough in my ideas, and I joined them over the summer. And one of the thoughts was, we need to start this movement properly in London. We need to get more people interested in Local First, lift everyone up. And so Local First Meetup London sort of is the idea. Let's see what we can do with it. Let's grow this idea together. So what is Local First? Well, if you're here, you probably already know, because why else would you be at a Local First meetup? So it's really quite simple at its core. It's not very complicated. The idea is that the data is on the user's device rather than in the cloud. And you can sync that data to the cloud and to other users, but fundamentally data on the device. Advantages of this: instant interactions. User taps a button, next screen loads instantly. There's no spinners, no suspense, just simple. With this, you then obviously get offline support inherently. You've got the data on the device, offline just works. So how do you then solve offline syncing with other users and in the cloud? By solving that with technologies like CRDTs, it turns out that you also solve all of the same problems that you need to solve for real-time multiplayer and collaborative experiences as well. So Local First not only gives you offline capabilities, it also gives you the collaborative real-time as well. The final kind of part of Local First is privacy and data ownership. It's ensuring that the user has ownership and control over their data. It's on their device, they own it, they have control. So the ideas of Local First and the term Local First was established by Ink and Switch, the research group, in their 2019 paper. But the ideas behind Local First really go back further than that, to the invention of CRDTs in the early 2010s. And as I mentioned earlier, CouchDB, all the way back in 2005, is almost the old guard of Local First. So a lot has happened in the last 20 years, but I think right now is when things are getting really interesting. A lot more people are building, more people are noticing, startups are happening in this area. It's an exciting time to be part of it. So what do I think the future looks like? I think, coming from a more web dev background, that web dev is splitting right down the middle. The heavy, complicated toolkits that are trying to do everything in the middle are splitting in half. And on one side, we're getting things like hypermedia, HTMX, HTML over the wire, and that's for websites. Local First is what's happening on the other side for web apps. Data on the device, simple design, and fewer abstractions. It's the end of REST APIs. It's the end of GraphQL. Just use the database. Your database and your UI talk to each other in both those concepts. Simple to code. So yeah, it's an exciting time to be part of it. So what am I doing to help make this happen? Well, other than try and lift the profile of Local First in London by starting this meetup. I work at Electric, as I mentioned. Electric is building the sync layer for modern apps. It's a Postgres to SQL-like synchronization system. I joined over the summer, but have been kind of bouncing around Local First for a while. And I've been building demos. I may have seen a few of them on Twitter over the last couple of months. My personal interest is in making Local First easy for developers to use, making these toolkits, which are quite complicated and have concepts that the average developer won't necessarily be able to want to understand in detail, make them easy, build reactive APIs that a developer can just use. So that's what I've been doing at Electric, and what we've been doing at Electric. And as I said, it's amazing to be at the beginning of what is an exciting new growth period for Local First. There's so many people in this community building incredible things. Everyone's lifting everyone else up. And we've got a few of them here this evening at the forefront. And they're going to do a few talks for us and share their own experiences and maybe what they're doing next. We're going to split the talks into sort of two. So we're going to have 2 talks now, then have a 15-20 minute break where we can have some time to chat, and then we'll come back in here and have another couple of talks to listen to. So thanks again all for coming, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the evening.